Congratulations, you finally made it to 4 p.m. You know what that means. Happy hour. It's time to kick back, relax, and dive into the world of sports with the Young and Norvelle Show. Whether you're catching up on the latest scores, analyzing the big plays, or gearing up for tonight's games, we've got you covered. So grab a cold one, settle in, and let's talk sports. Here they are, Patrick Young and Terry Norvelle.
Coming to you from beautiful Neptune Beach. Let me tell you, it is a very, very comfortable afternoon here at Sliders Oyster Bar. I'm set up on the patio, as we do every Thursday. Terry Norvelle here. May or may not hear from Patrick Young. He's got some stuff going on that he's chasing around. Good stuff, nothing bad, but I'm not sure if Pat will check in with us. Hope he does, but we'll play that by ear. But we are at Sliders Oyster Bar, our Thursday home. Glad to be here. A lot to cover. Zach Rothrock producing. Hadn't talked to Zach in a couple of weeks. Mr. Rothrock, how the heck are you?
Hey, here we are. I'm back in the saddle.
There you are. You look good there, man. And you realize this is literally game week. I know it's only 5 on Saturday. 1 watchable, a couple of top 25 teams. But, I mean, none of this preseason BS that they do in the NFL. I love the fact that college football jumps into it. You know, would I watch a preseason college football game? Yeah, I'd watch. But I kind of like that college football historically. You know what happens on game day, season opener? They put the ball on the tee, and they kick off, and a lot of times the coaches don't really know what they have. You know? They figured out game 1.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this time last year we had no idea that we were getting ready to watch Georgia Tech pounce all over Florida State. So, I mean, yeah, these games count. They're going to be keeping score. Someone's going to be going home with the loss. A ranked team is going to be losing this Saturday.
Yeah, somebody loses, and that's a noon game. Gosh, the first game of, I guess that was Florida State last year, right? Over in Dublin, because that's the same game. Iowa State and Kansas State, it's the Dublin game, and that's a high noon kickoff. So somebody, boy, that's a good point. I'm stealing that, by the way, on shows that you're not working.
Yeah.
A top 25 team will have probably the first loss of the season, right? This coming Saturday.
Yeah.
Either Iowa State or Kansas State. And by the way, that's a pretty important game by way of the Big 12, because the Big 12, somebody's getting a bid out of there. I mean, somebody's going to be, it may be Arizona State again, but somebody's going to be Arizona State, right? And Iowa State, I looked at the Big 12. There doesn't seem to be one big favorite in that conference. So Iowa State, Kansas State, they're at play in that thing. By the way, the good thing about the 12-team playoff now, Zach, as you know, the loser's not necessarily out of it, right?
You can afford to lose a few. Just like looking ahead to next week. I mean, someone's got to lose between LSU and Clemson and Ohio State and Texas. No, not at all. Yeah.
Neither one of those are season enders. You know, you want to win, but you do. You rattle off a 10-2 out of the one of the Power Fours, you're right in the mix. You're right in the mix. So that's what I love about it, and I'll love it even more when it expands. I hope they go to 16. So we got a lot of college to get to. Zach Rothrock's going to be with us all day, obviously producing. We'll get Zach on the show. We got to get to the Jaguars practice. Zach, the joint practice is completed in Miami, and the game comes up on Saturday. First things first, Travis Hunter was held out today. He did, I think, put pads on and run around a little work, stretch kind of thing, but he didn't go any action, as I understand it. So he was held out today, and it's been announced he's not going to play Saturday. So one side you hope is, okay, he's got some minor stuff. Why not let 3.5 weeks go by and clean it all up? Minor stuff. The other part, you go, wait a minute now. He was held out. Now he's held out again. Held out Saturday. I don't remember, Zach, any just, wow, did he twist his ankle there? Man, he looked like he got hit in the lower back. I don't remember anything like that. But it looks like they're going to shut him down really until game 1 kickoff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think that's something that I want to overreact to too much. I mean, you want to keep your star players under wraps. So there's a lot of players throughout the league that aren't practicing or playing in the preseason. I mean, having said all that, though, I mean, it's definitely not nothing. I mean, it's definitely not.
There, obviously.
Yeah, it's definitely not like he's gone the whole preseason without It's not like it's been a gold star preseason for the Jaguars or for Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
There's been a few bumps along the road. But if he goes out there in weeks 1 and he makes plays on offense and he makes plays on defense, everyone's going to forget that he sat out this joint practice.
Yeah. Good points. Just a little. You'd rather the report. And by the way, we've got a good report coming up from what happened between the Jaguars and Dolphins. They went about 10:30, I think it was, for their joint practice.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to credit a local reporter. I know of him, don't know him. John Shipley is a local guy that's covered the Jaguars for a long time. And I think he posts on SI and Sports Illustrated. So I want to give him credit. I want to steal his stuff. But, you would feel better, getting back to Hunter for a minute, you would feel better if it was announced today that, okay, he ran on one situation, 7s on 7s. I don't care if it's offense or defense. He was on the field for 5 snaps, 7 on 7 defense. He was on the field for 5 snaps, 7 on 7 offense. Then they pulled him out, and he's probably not going to play on. He's probably not going to play on Saturday. That'd make you feel a little better than, man, he hasn't done anything structured team-wise in a while. In a while. Hopefully you're right. It's just a precautionary situation. All right, Zach, I've got to kind of go over this. Again, I want to credit John Shipley, who covers the Jaguars for Sports Illustrated online, I believe.
He's Sports Illustrated.
Yeah, SI guy, local guy, been around. I know of him. I don't think I've ever met him, but I know he's close to the team, been around it. All right, here's what he writes, Zach, and it's going to take us a while, but I want us to dissect this. Jaguars versus Dolphins joint practice today. Here's what he says about the offensive side. And have you seen any of this, Zach?
Actually, I have the article pulled up now, but not really.
Okay, so you'll follow along with me. Offensive side, according to John Shipley, Trevor Lawrence called it a sloppy day of work.
Mm-hmm.
Lawrence, threw 2 interceptions, one picked off by Jack Jones on a play that nearly resulted in a sack, and another picked off by Minkah Fitzpatrick, stemming from miscommunication with Brenton Strange, the Jaguars tight end. Other bullet points, according to John Shipley, from the scrimmage today, Jaguars, Dolphins. The offensive line struggled significantly. That's his word, not mine, particularly on the right side. He goes on to say and report that right guard Patrick McCarry drew attention for allowing heavy pressure. His word, not mine. He goes on to say the running game for the Jaguars was just okay, aside from one long run by Bashil Tootin. Brian Thomas Jr., despite early drops in camp, had a standout showing. 2 touchdown catches plus several impact plays. Thank goodness. I wasn't panicking on BTJ, but that makes me feel better. Because he's had,
you want to see your guys do good, Yeah,
he's had the dropsies. John Shipley, again, wanting to give him credit, goes on to say, overall tone from the scrimmage between Jacksonville and Miami, from the Jaguars side, it was a rough day for the offense. Miscommunications, turnovers, and inconsistent execution. But players like Brian Thomas Jr. showed flashes of big play potential when under pressure. Context, he goes on to write. Recent Jaguars camp work. It's helpful to put today's performance in light of recent training camp trends. On day 18, yesterday, the team wrapped up a light non-contact session at Miller Electric before heading to Miami. Tyson Campbell returned to full practice action after missing much of the camp due to injury, and I'm thinking he means yesterday. Travis Hunter was limited to individual drills due to a minor upper body issue. He goes on to say Parker Washington made an impressive touchdown catch from Lawrence. Rookies Hunter Long and DeAndre Prince also made notable plays. Earlier scrimmage, so he's working his way back now, and we don't really need to go to day 15 and day 14 and things like that. But his summary for today, it looks like offense. Lawrence had 2 interceptions. The line struggled. Brian Thomas Jr. excelled with 2 TDs. The running game for the Jaguars today, just adequate. Standout run by Bashil Tootin. Now, I don't know what level of starter or backup Bashil Tootin made that run against. That kind of, if it was if it's third string, you go, okay, well, our third string running back's better than your third string.
It's hard to gauge.
He doesn't report that. Receivers for the Jaguars, he says the summary here today from the scrimmage. Brian Thomas Jr. rebounded nicely, dropped passes, remain an issue in camp. So not really Brian Thomas today. Defense, he goes on to say, mixed results, some strength seen early, including interceptions, DeAndre Prince and Wingard. Persistent sloppiness with communication, still some bright individual performances. And this is bottom line from John Shipley reporting on the scrimmage today, Jaguars, Dolphins for Sports Illustrated Online. As of today's joint practice with the Dolphins, the Jaguars offense looked shaky and error prone, but flashes of playmaking talent. And he says, in parentheses, Brian Thomas Jr. emerged. The offensive line and overall communication remain key areas needing improvement heading into the final preseason game and regular season. With that, not a great report. It is preseason. Preseason. I don't think, and you can help me out with this, I don't think if I was Liam Cohen, I would panic into changing my approach Saturday nights. I think you still don't really run many of your players out there, your frontline players. I think that's the trend. And last thing you need is to lose somebody. And particularly, we talked a little bit about Hunter. And I'll get your thoughts on this. Yesterday, Casey and I got talking, and Patrick, before we knew Thomas would be basically held out Thursday and Saturday. I threw the question out. If you said, well, damn, I want Hunter to at least either Thursday or Saturday, I want Hunter to at least, work out and go one of those days, even limited. Would you rather it be Thursday or Saturday? Thursday controlled practice, Saturday scrimmage. And we all suggested if he was only going to go one, I would do it Thursday because that's much more control. You could control that. The reason I say that, I don't know if I'd play Hunter this Saturday in the game, quote unquote, because the Dolphins are going to have, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but crazier things have happened than a third string Miami defender trying to turn ahead his final 4 hours in camp, doing something stupid. If you're going 7-on-7 Thursday, that's the Dolphin veterans and that's your veterans. And I think veterans understand, hey, man, I'm not going to lay the lumber on anybody here. On 7-on-7 skeleton drills. You could control that much more on Thursday. Your thoughts on that? He's not going to go at all, but I would have run him around today much more than Saturday.
Well, yeah, that's when you would. I would imagine. Tyreek Hill's been doing his thing, but that's when you would see him against the Jalen Waddles and the Tyreek Hill. I guess he participated. I haven't heard that he hasn't been. So that's when you would see him against the star Miami receivers, and they don't really have standout defenders. We would get to see him against their defenders, like Minka Fitzpatrick potentially as well. So I would definitely agree with you guys on that. As far as the red flags and this and that, it's their first year with Liam Cohen's system, and unfortunately for Trevor Lawrence, it's another year and another new system. And so I can understand there being communication issues and things of that nature. And now is the time to get those. If you're going to make mistakes, which I'm sure you will with these circumstances, now is the time to do that and see what you're doing and get it on the right page. And
let me throw up. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, if Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter, De'Ami Brown, if those guys, if they're not going to play on Saturday, then there's no point in Trevor Lawrence playing either, because the whole thing is they need to be on the same page. And if the receivers aren't going to be where they're going to be in week one, then I don't know. If you're going to leave one out, you might as well leave them all out, basically.
I think you're absolutely right there.
Yeah.
Absolutely right.
Yeah, and where were you going to go? Or what were you about to
I was going to say, there are two issues, and maybe this is Terry trying to find a silver lining for the Jaguars. I'm going to bring up two issues that might lessen that, because that was an ugly report. I think from the Jaguars' perspective, and that was a Jaguar writer, John Shipley. That was an ugly report. It didn't sound like there was. I appreciate writers that tell you and reporters what they think. I don't like listening to the go home team guy, because they're always going to say the home team is going to be great. I want a guy that, hell, I've spent a lot of my career, particularly the last 10, 12 years, bashing my beloved Gators when I think they're bad or going to be bad,
for sure.
Two things that may soften the bad report today, according to the reports, that the Jaguars didn't look very good at all against the Dolphins. Number one, the Dolphins, let me back up. Supposedly the offensive line struggled. near sacks, communication issues, per reported by Shipley. Maybe the strength of the Dolphins team, Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips, and the guy they got from Penn State last year, Chop Robinson. They got a pretty nasty defensive front that gets after it.
Yeah, so that was another point I wanted to get at was that, the Jaguars' offensive line had struggled against that pass rush. That pass rush is going to make a lot of offensive lines look bad. I mean, that definitely is in addition to their speed of their skill position players, that's the big strength of the Dolphins.
That Chop Robinson, you don't know enough about him because he was on the Penn State team 2 years ago. He was the other guy opposite Carter.
Yes.
And obviously Carter's a star and a great player, but Chop Robinson, he got overshadowed a little bit. That is a pretty nasty. Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips, and Robinson are going to get in the backfield a lot. So that might be one area I'd say, hey, okay, all right. Now this is one of the you got to believe that's one of the top 5 defensive lines, right? When healthy.
Yeah. Defensive fronts. Yeah, Miami's definitely in the upper tier of NFL teams for sure. So I mean that's going to happen.
Number 2, Jaguars passing offense. Trevor struggled, 2 interceptions. I think Strange was quoted, it was mentioned in that report, might have had a drop or miscommunication. And you got to know a little bit about the Dolphins last week. They had a joint practice with Detroit last week, and supposedly the Dolphins secondary looked absolutely miserable. Amon-Ra St. Brown torched them. And I read some stuff yesterday and today from the Miami angle. And where I'm going with this is the word was probably of all the units on Miami's football team, position units, this one was kind of circled by the defensive secondary and this scrimmage. Hey, man, we got to go play a little bit better. I'm not saying that they had more taste in their mouth than the Jaguar receiving corps, but the Dolphins secondary was supposedly absolutely embarrassed by Detroit. That might have factored.
Yeah.
That might have factored.
Yeah, the report that I saw, I kind of saw something similar about how they had like 2 different sessions. In the first session, the Lions just completely worked the Lions offensive line, defensive line, secondary versus receivers on both sides. And they went out the second day, and then the Dolphins kind of they took it to them a lot harder, so it was almost like they had a wake up call, and they've taken a sense of accountability. So I mean, if the Jaguars had happened to have been the team that had the joint practice with the Dolphins the first time, and they had that initial session with the Lions, it probably would have been different. The Jaguars probably would have looked like world beaters. And that's kind of one of those training camp things. Is it real? Is it not? It's hard to tell exactly what we're seeing, but I mean, it's definitely not good to see what we saw from the Jaguars today.
Yeah, but again, I wanted to throw out a couple areas that I'm not making excuses, but the Dolphin defensive line may give NFL offensive lines hell across the board this year, and that secondary. Mika Fitzpatrick came over. They've lost some guys. They've had some injuries. It just felt like it set up this scrimmage for the Dolphin secondary. Their priority number 1 was, we can't have another stinker secondary game. We can't have another stinker secondary game. Zach, I'm going to ask you to do me a quick favor if you can. I'm going to talk about this guy. And if you can look up, I think I saw today a topic we talked yesterday about a roster move with the Jaguars. They let Joshua Cephas go, wide receiver. They waived him injury settlement. I thought today, and I can't find it because I've got fat on my phone. Sometimes I have fat fingers. I might have. Can you see if I was dreaming that the Jaguars might have within a day re-signed Joshua Cephas? Maybe I'm dreaming it. I thought I saw it. And I reported yesterday my theory. I think they like Cephas, but he was probably banged up. And they said, well, if he's not going to contribute, let's go ahead and waive him. Nobody's going to grab him. He's a guy that hadn't done anything in the league. Do you see anything on the Jags re-signing Joshua Cephas?
I see that they let him go and made another move. I don't see what that move is. I don't think it was to bring him.
Darius Lassiter they signed, but okay, maybe I misread that, or I had fat fingers and hit it. I wanted to turn it. I wanted to open it, and I think I deleted it. So we'll track that down. But this is the time, cuts, and you know how the cuts work now. There should be, I don't wish anybody getting cut, but we should have just a lot of cuts. Certainly, Saturday night, Sunday morning, we should have a bunch of cuts midday, probably, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, I think that's like the last day that they go knock on all the doors, like on Hard Knocks and whatnot.
And do we have games on Sunday as well? Everybody doesn't play their final game on Saturday, do they?
No, there's a couple tonight.
But I mean, on Sunday, does Sunday have a schedule?
Maybe.
Or is everybody trying to play Saturday? The NFL coaches, they wouldn't mind getting an extra day if they can. I wonder if there may be a couple of games just for TV purposes, maybe on Sunday. We'll look that up as well. But as I was saying, and as we go to our first break, the NFL changed the way they cut down. Do you remember how they used to cut down? And I don't know how long ago. It might have been 10 years ago. The NFL, obviously, you can bring 90 to camp, right? You can't go in. You can bring 90 players. Everybody brings 90 players. And the old NFL, there was like 3 dates in the preseason. You had to be down to 80 by date X. You had to be down to like 70 and then the third date, you had to be down to your 53-man roster. You remember those days?
But now it's just all at once.
Now that you can cut, as I understand it, unless they've changed it back, you can cut. You don't have any dates.
Yeah.
Other than the final date, you have to have. So you could cut a team if they wanted to could cut 30 guys right now. They could send out a press release, but they got to get down to 53. But long way of saying, I think Sunday, even if we have a few games, I think Sunday you'll start really seeing the waiver wire and people getting cut, and then you take everybody. The Jaguars will do it too. You take a flyer on a couple guys, right? You look around and say,
there's usually a little bit of that, a little bit of moving.
Bring this guy in. See
Saturday's the last day. No games on Sunday.
Say that again. They're all Saturday.
Yeah,
that makes sense. The NFL they want one more.
And all I saw was Darius Lassiter, the re-signing.
Yeah, maybe I was dreaming that Cephas may come back. I don't know how bad.
If you're dreaming about that, that's too. You need a vacation.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely need a vacation if I'm dreaming about Joshua Cephas, who, by the way, I wouldn't know if he walked in here and slapped me in the face.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right, I heard from Patrick a moment ago. He's going to try and hop on. He's running some errands, and I bet traffic's a mess right now. But it's comfortable here at Sliders with the little light sprinkle going on. It's cooled things down. Patio's starting to fill up here on a happy hour. They feature Safe Harbor Seafood, the best in the business. Any type of seafood you want, it's on the menu and prepared to your liking. Johnny Pop manning the Oyster Bar, and the great world-famous Julie behind the beverage bar. Sliders Oyster Bar, rocking and rolling here on a Thursday afternoon. All right, one segment down, a long way to go. Some college football to get to, Major League Baseball. And what a weird story. I hope it's not related. Zach, just a yes or no, and we can get into it on the other side. Did you hear the story about Chiefs coach Andy Reid having his windows shot?
Oh, yeah.
God, what a weird story. I'm going to take another angle on it. I hope I'm wrong about this angle, but what a weird story. We hope it was just some random, I don't know, but gosh darn, they've installed bulletproof glass, the word is. Andy Reid, his football office window shot a day or two ago. We'll get into that a little bit on the other side. A lot of topics on the board. We'll talk some Major League Baseball, too. It is baseball time. About 6 weekends left, 35 to 37 games for most teams left. We're in some baseball also here on a Thursday edition of the Young and Norvelle Show.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jax PAL. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
This has been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jax PAL.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
There's a saying in sports, you can't win them all, but you can win a lot with good folks on your team. Like that one painter, First Coast. It's tough to beat the sun in Florida, so your home fades. It's tough to beat that HOA when they come calling. Beat the sun, beat the HOA with that one painter, First Coast. And it's a good time to do it. Less rain to work around and painting in mild temperatures is perfect. After all, the paint bonds to the surface so much better. Give that one painter First Coast a call at 904-417-3557 or look them up at first-coast.thatonepainter.com. Fast estimate, guidance on color and HOA requirements, and the highest quality job you'll find anywhere. Be a big winner in your neighborhood with that one painter First Coast on your team.
When you think sports, you think Action Sports Jax, the official station of the Jaguars, on location for every game. But the most experienced team in town doesn't stop there. From high school football to the big events in the area, Action Sports Jax is always on. Now, we take that to a new level. Action Sports Jax 24/7 is around-the-clock coverage of the teams you love and the moments you can't miss. The best local sports in Jacksonville on Action Sports Jax 24/7.
Back here live on the patio at Sliders Oyster Bar, our longtime Thursday daily sponsor on the Young and Norvelle show. We thank everybody that has really always been behind our shows, no matter where we're at, how we're doing it. We can always count on our friends at Sliders Oyster Bar, as you can as well. You can count on the best seafood, the freshest seafood. You won't find any better. We're down in Neptune Beach, and I mean, they get it from Safe Harbor Seafood, which is right there. You talk about out of the ocean onto your plate. Can't get any fresher than what they serve it up at Sliders Oyster Bar here in Neptune Beach. Zach Rothbrock producing, hanging out, commenting on some stuff. Zach, we tease. This is kind of a serious story, and I've got a secondary layer I'm going to throw out, and I hope I'm wrong. But, man, what a weird story. The football office window, or at least one of the windows, for Chiefs legendary coach Andy Reid was shot out recently. And you heard about this, right, Zach? Kind of a
it happened last year, but the story just broke this year.
Oh, I did not know that. So it happened. Okay. Well, that may change maybe a little bit of where I'm going. But, man, I heard that. Number one, that's some serious stuff. Hopefully it was a stray bullet. I mean, that's the best situation. Some idiot probably shooting in an area he shouldn't have, but no malice, right? No bad intent. I tell you, the first thing I thought of was, and you said it happened last year, but that doesn't mean this is totally out. What was it, about a couple months ago, that New York City shooter that walked in the middle of the city carrying that AK-47, walks into the building that the NFL headquarters is located, went to the floor of the NFL. Andy Reid, Kansas City, NFL. And remember, I think he got, I don't know if he died. I don't know if he killed himself, suicide after the shooting, or he got shot. But, obviously they tracked him down and they found, what do they call that? A manifesto kind of at his house. And a letter saying, hey man, deranged people sometimes, a lot of times leave a manifesto. I wanted to cause pain because of this, that. Well, in his manifesto, the NFL office was mentioned. So that leads you to believe this crazy guy, and I'm not saying they're related, but I thought of that. That leads you to believe he didn't just randomly walk into a building and go to the 44th floor, right? His manifesto mentioned.
Yeah.
I hope that's not related, man. I hope the Andy Reid thing is just, that's a weird story though, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's hard to say. It happened in May 2024.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure exactly when that other story happened, like the timing was.
The other story obviously was, 2 months ago. So early summer. So a good year.
Yeah.
Good year. But, that was the first thing that came to mind, man. I hope this wacko, didn't say, hey, I just shot out a window. Let me take it to another step. But yeah, this guy, obviously the guy from New York a couple months ago, his manifesto letter, it referenced, NFL office, that floor. So anyway, I may be making, but I'll tell you, it was serious enough. They put bulletproof glass in Andy Reid's office, right?
Yeah, I would say so. That would probably make you want to consider taking some proper precautions.
You might want to also get one-way, shielding glass, right? So nobody can see
something. My whole thing on that though is why is that story just coming out now? That was some odd, like I guess 15 months ago.
I don't know. I did not know it was an old shooting. Shame on me if you can dig in. And I don't know. That's a good question. What made that come out now?
Yeah, my theory on that could potentially be that some player got cut and he's like disgruntled, and so he just like he's talking, he's just leaking, just getting stuff out there to make him look bad.
Maybe.
But like I don't know though. Yeah, it's weird to have a story of this nature come out so much later, because they obviously try to keep it under wraps. They tried to not make it a story.
I agree with you. That's a good thought process. Now, if something happened around Chiefs camp involving a gun or gunshot or something, maybe those reporters are digging anyway, and somebody stumbled into it. But yeah, you're right. I'm surprised that this was from 15 months ago or whatever. But yeah, that was the first thing I thought of. I said, oh my God, that wacko from a couple months ago walked into a downtown New York City building that he referenced. He was going to the NFL floor.
Yeah.
And I think he shot a couple of NFL employees.
Yeah. I mean, that's a wild thing to consider, that, someone would take those steps. I mean, I mean, they definitely could be related maybe, or it could just be other random acts of violence, I guess. There's no telling, but that's just the crazy world that we live in. I mean, they say they took the precautions to try to prevent such a thing from happening, and it's sad that you got to do that. But I mean, it makes sense. Yeah,
you're right. You are right. All right, we're going to turn it to a nice little story here, and I'm gonna tie in the Jaguars to a really nice story. We had a bad report. Jaguars had a bad day in Miami, according to reports, and these were Jaguar beat writer reports. We second hour, we'll go over it again for our second hour people. We'll read it. But one nice story that came out involving the Jaguars, it's not real important, but it was nice. I think it was on ESPN or The Athletic. I think ESPN did a story, and the writer, the crux of the story was, all right, season's about to start, NFL. If we rank them most to least watchable franchises, watchable. And, the good teams are at the top. Baltimore's, 1, and, Detroit's way up there. Watchable. And, they put a little, good teams, exciting teams that make big plays, storylines, by the way, they had Kansas City way low. Cleveland was last.
Boring now. I can see that.
Yeah. And I didn't really realize this. Kansas City, they win a lot. They have like the least number of big explosive plays.
I would imagine that data is compiled since they parted ways with Tyreek Hill.
Might be.
Their team took a big shift.
And another thing, the stats, I just happened to look at theirs because they surprised me being like 30 or 30, whatever they were. It also said Kansas City's offense averages the most plays per possession last year, most plays per possession, 6.5, which that speaks to you don't make many big plays. You're clunking it down the field. Interesting. But how about this? If you ask me, and I didn't read this article, where were the Jaguars ranked on this neutral column story about most watchable, compelling watchable franchises? I'd say, oh my God, the Jaguars, they're not the most compelling at all. They're in the 30s probably. Nope. This article had the Jaguars at number 8. How about that? At number 8. And a lot of it had to do with Travis Hunter. A lot of it had to do with Travis Hunter. But, I mean, if you're the Jaguars, because you're one of the more innocuous franchises in the league, it referenced, man, who would you rather watch, the Steelers and the Browns, or flip over and watch maybe one of the first guys to go both ways in a long time? Travis Hunter. So,
that wasn't the best example used on me in particular, but I understand the point, though. But yeah.
Well, I did see those. What did you think about the Steelers the other day?
I was at the stadium. I was at the game. I think that you just got to see how if they can keep Aaron Rodgers healthy, or if they can. That's what it's all going to come down to. And if I assume they're going to make the playoffs. Can you get a win when you get there?
Yeah. Well, speaking of the Jaguars, you and I have not visited, and I would love for you to give your thumbnail on what you saw the other day, Jaguars Saints. I think the prevailing thought was, my God, the Saints are bad. That's a bad football.
Yeah, they should be the bottom tier.
Probably the worst team in the league, would you say? They might be the worst.
They are looking for Arch. And you know what? And I hear that Arch is probably going to come back for 2026. That's fine. The Saints will be bad next year, too.
Remember, the Manning family has deep New Orleans roots, too.
Oh yeah. That's the Saints know. They are looking. I think deep. They are cleaning out his locker for him now.
Archie, of course, played for the Saints a lot of his career, and they were bad, but he was a star on a bad team. Peyton, all the boys went to high school at New Orleans. I mean, they've got deep New Orleans roots.
Newman High School, something like that.
And Arch has, because he'll be third year or older guy. He's got the right to come out this year, right?
Yeah, but I mean, his grandpa said I kind of believe him. He's going to be taking a pay cut when he gets drafted.
I tell you though, man, I will say this: he and his people may truly believe in their heart of hearts, well, I think Arch is going to come back for another year, so he's not going to enter the draft this coming April. When that NFL season starts, and if the Saints are as bad and start racking up losses like I think they might, and it starts, game 7, game 8, game 9, it starts looking like the Saints are on a crash course for that first pick, you could say it doesn't happen, but the Saints folks will have a line of communication with the Manning folks.
Yeah.
and say, my man, just so you know, there's no ambiguity. If we get that first pick, we want you, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Point I'm making, Arch will have, if the Saints are as bad as we all think, and they get sights on that number 1 pick, he's going to have to fight off a lot of months of being courted, and you sometimes you ask the girl out enough, she finally says yes.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I could see a world where, let's say that Arch Manning has the dream season in 2025. Let's say that they either win a national championship or he wins a Heisman. I could see a world where he dictates coming back based on, are the Browns picking number 1 or are the Saints picking number 1? I can kind of see that. If it's a place he wants to go, maybe. But I mean, I think that more often than not, I think there's an 80% chance he just plays at Texas again next year.
Yeah. I'll tell you though, New Orleans, Louisiana is probably the number 2 city that has the deepest pull for a Manning and / Arch Manning because of the Manning history there. The first city would be, if there was an NFL franchise, and we're having fun here, if there was an NFL franchise located inside Jackson, Mississippi, Ole Miss.
Well, yeah.
You know, I mean,
that would be the spot. It would be.
You got Archie, one son, Eli, and I mean, that's their town now. Archie was a star there, and Mom was a cheerleader there at Ole Miss. So
yeah.
Thank God Ole Miss doesn't have an NFL team. They'd be after him. All right. I want to give you some good news, and it involves me. Okay. But it's good news, man. Let's lighten it up. We were talking about shootings and stuff a minute ago. Let's lighten it up here for a minute. So you probably know, it's been pretty much documented. The first of the year, I did what you're probably supposed to do a long time ago. I started going to the doctor and just getting a baseline, right? You know, nothing was bad in January, but it was time. You know, I went back, got with a primary, and just said, hey, let's did the baseline stuff. Took blood. They asked me what was good, what was bad, and I went in not long afterwards, got my second colonoscopy, which everybody should do when you start getting older. So anyway, 4 or 5 months ago, gave blood around January, February, whatever that was. And everything was good, pretty good. And I had some maladies here, and we'll get into it. I ended up having surgery a couple weeks ago, and it was scheduled and all, so we can get into that in a little bit. But anyway, so all my, you give blood, and it takes a week or two, and then you get the results when you go back to the doctor, and everything was pretty good. I had slightly high liver numbers, right? Slightly high. And where the docs go when the liver's mentioned, they go to, alcohol, right?
Right.
They go to drinking.
That's where it works.
Yeah, they go to drinking. And, of course, that's where I had the famous Terry Norvelle line when the doc, was looking at the numbers on the computer. And doc says, well, Terry, do you drink every day? And, Zach, I had the answer with a straight face. I said, well, I mean, not every day. I mean, I try, but I miss a day or two here or there. And they didn't like that answer, right? And I was kidding, of course. But anyway, I said, okay, doc, is that? They said, it could be from drinking, but it's very light, high, but we'll check it the next time. So months go by, and I did the blood work. You want to compare and contrast, what was it, January, February, and then you want to do it 4 or 5 months later. And I went back in and gave blood, and the results came out good. Everything is good. When they were telling me about it, we got to the liver part, right? And I'm like, oh, good. Because, you're like, oh, boy, if it went up higher, I don't want doc to say, hey, man, you got to quit drinking, right? I'm a little nervous. But, Zach, strike up the band. My numbers went down. I'm normal. So, hey, how about a beer? How about a drink?
You got to celebrate. Take a couple of tequila shots to celebrate.
Yes. One bourbon, one scotch, one beer, man. I'm back in the game, baby. Back in the game.
I mean, I don't know. Just to play devil's advocate here. So are you potentially telling me that when you were being a saint and you were having your dry January, that potentially may have been a health concern and you were not just doing it just to be a good guy?
Not really, because I also had dry January the year before, and I was nowhere near going to the doctor. I've done dry January the last 2 Januaries. Right. But, baby, I'm back, baby. I'm back.
That's real good. That's very exciting. I'm sorry to damper that.
They gave me a key to the city, baby. Oh, Terry's off and running.
You got a key to Duval?
How about that?
You got a key to Duval?
I don't know if I want a key to Dirty Duval, do I?
No, you do. I don't like a lot of things.
Old Dirty Duval. Dirty Duval.
No, that's really good. That's very exciting.
How about that?
It's always good to be a clean bill of health. You should definitely celebrate by taking 10 tequila shots.
Yeah, why not? I do this, and that generally, when you do this, means drinks for everybody. No, a bunch of drinks for me.
I do that. That's the signal that I give when I want the kid to wrap it up at the park.
Yeah,
I give the home run. Yeah, wrap it up. Yeah, I don't got to say anything. Just wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Home. Yeah, wrap it up. Got to get going. Wrap it up. Wanted to get to, in case I don't want to miss it, because sometimes we miss this date in sports history. Only got a couple things I want to go over, and got a lot of lot of college football stuff to get to. Again, hour number 2, I'm going to go back over pretty good reports coming out of Miami from the Jaguar reporter side. We jumped on the John Shipley report, who covers the Jags for Sports Illustrated Online. And, boy, he gave a not so flattering. It wasn't a great day for the Jaguars. We'll go over that in hour number 2 when we open it up. Maybe we'll have Patrick on by then. Got some Major League Baseball to get to, and also a lot of college football news and notes, including, of all people, Arkansas coming out with a plan to counteract storming the field and tearing down goalposts. The fines now have gotten so high, these programs now are really thinking of ways to do it. But real quick,
but then they're going to win a game that's going to justify storming the field this year.
That's the issue. You gotta, yeah. Now, I guess maybe their theory is if they're 0-11 and they win game 12, maybe
yeah,
we won one. Yeah, we won one. All right, help me figure this one out here. Major League Baseball, this date 1901, so back a ways here. 1901, manager Joe McGarity, excuse me, is thrown out of the game, ejected, and supposedly almost immediately told he is facing a lifetime ban. Okay, because in this ball game on this date, 1981, the manager was said to have punched the umpire, Tom Conley. Okay, you probably really can't or should not punch the umpire if you're the manager. But Zach, as if punching the umpire wasn't egregious enough, he then decided to spit on the umpire.
I mean, yeah, you can't do that.
Zach, if you're going to punch me in the face, can you not spit on me, for God's sakes?
Yeah, I like Joseph Garrity up until I learned that he was a spitter. I don't like the act of spitting.
Yeah, I mean,
his spitting, he looks like a stout individual, especially for back in that time period. Oh yeah, 1988.
But here's the deal, or I think this may be the deal. I'm not so sure umpire Tom Conley must not have been a pretty bad guy, and I'm not advocating anybody getting punched and or spat on.
Yeah, that's right.
But the word is, though, that McGarity, who did the punching and the spitting, and it was almost immediately, dude, you're thrown out of baseball for lifetime. They changed their mind and said, okay, you're out for 12 days.
That's usually significantly shorter than a lifetime.
They cut lifetime down to 12 days. And I thought to myself, maybe the powers that be said, well, that Conley, that umpire, he's a pain in the ass anyway. We don't like him.
So it took them about a week to overturn that, but they just really held that grudge against Pete Rose until the bitter end, though, huh? They couldn't let that one go.
Yes.
Right, well.
But man, I hope I never get punched in the face. That's kind of one of the things I pretty much every day I wake up.
Well, which would you rather have? Would you rather be punched in the face of the umpire, or would you rather be open hand slapped like Chris Rock from Will Smith? Like in a public setting.
The open hand slap because the punch, man.
It's very degrading, though.
I know. Yeah, you're right. That is. But, the punch, I don't think the slap's going to potentially break my jaw or my nose.
That's true. Punch definitely physically hurts more, like 100%.
Yeah. But you're right. In a weird way, a man slapping another man in public may, quote unquote, hurt more. The guy getting the,
Yeah, I actually remember. So when I was in middle school, there was a guy who, I don't know, I can't really remember why, but he kind of made me mad. And so I decided to Bugs Bunny, open hand slap him. And he just he got furious. He couldn't believe I did that. And he wanted to we were going to do the whole meet up at 3:00 after school and fight thing. But eventually cooler heads prevailed. But I was like, man, it didn't compute to me. I was like, man, people really don't like being open hand slapped. I didn't know about this.
How old were you then?
I was in 8th grade. So I guess I'm 13.
Oh, yeah. And I remember I was never a fighter, but I remember those junior high school days. And it would start about 10 in the morning to buzz around the school. Oh, man, John and Steve, hey, it's set up, man. At the power lines, they're going at it at 2:45. And half the school would show up, and they'd fight a little bit. And then, after about 30 seconds, if it went to the ground, some of the other tough guys, not me, pulled them apart. But remember that would spread in that rumor would spread. There's going to be a fight.
Yeah, I feel like those more often than not never really turn into anything. The ones that
not really.
The ones that are really the big brawls are when I was in the 9th grade, every single girl in my class got into a fight with each other in like the lobby area. I went to a crazy school, man. I really did. In like the lobby area, every single girl was fighting each other. They were like pulling each other's hair.
That happened. It's unbelievable. And it involves me. That happened at every school I went to after I turned like 12 years old. The girls were fighting over me.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Huge fights over me.
I'm sure.
Finally, the principal said, Terry, when you change classes and all the girls get to see, they made me wear Groucho Marx glasses and mustache.
Okay.
Too handsome.
Is that what happened?
Too damn handsome. I'm like, what did I do?
And how have we done so many shows together and you haven't brought this up?
Well,
That's crazy.
Because Zach, you know me by now. I don't like to brag on myself. I don't like to brag.
The first part of that sentence I do agree with. The second part of that sentence I'm not so sure.
Actually, my T-shirt is a brag. I mean, have I made anybody uncomfortable?
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm almost showing off, right? Because Zach, you may not know this, and I don't think I've ever mentioned it on the air. I graduated from a private institution of higher learning. I like to call the Harvard of the South, Jacksonville University.
You have actually mentioned that before. I actually did know that. Yeah.
You've heard that before? I don't think I've ever said that.
Yeah, I've heard a dolphin squeak. I've heard so many things.
Fighting dolphin, pal. That is a fighting. By the way, we got a law school now, JU law school.
All right.
Law school. I may go back and just become a lawyer just for the hell of it.
You think you could pass the bar exam?
I probably could pass it right now. I probably should take it on air. Dude, I'm smart.
That would be content.
That'd be great, wouldn't it?
I do think that you are smart. I think that you're potentially a different kind of smart.
That sounds like you're patting me on the head. Oh, you're smart. Come here. You're a smarty.
Yeah, potentially.
If you were a candy, you'd be a smarty. Right?
Yeah, that's a good one. I got to use that one on the kid. I like that.
Hey, there you go. Who asked you, Zach? I asked you. All right, one more of this Dayton sports history. It's not as good, I don't think, as the punch spit lifetime ban knocked down to 12 days. How do they get down to 12 days from lifetime?
Yeah, no, why not? Can't even make it a full 2 weeks.
Yes, exactly. Not even 2 weeks. All right, we go back still in baseball. 1926, your boy Ted Lyons. And I think this is one of those, you don't get to say this very often. Hey, Greg Maddux, hold my beer. But get a load of this. 1926, pitcher for the White Sox, Ted Lyons. No hits the Red Sox on 67 pitches. Maddux was famous for he'd throw an 85-pitch complete game.
Yeah.
This dude threw a no-hitter in 67 minutes. 67 minutes.
I was trying to do
barely over an hour. Did he have like a wedding to go to and he paid the other team off or something?
Yeah, the final score had to be 1-0. Yeah, I mean, their offense had to not produce either for it to be so quick.
I guess. But man, he just blitzed through that thing. So there you have it. All right, let's take a break. We're getting near the top of the second hour. I probably feel like I need to get this Jaguar Dolphins report back on the air. We went over it hard at the start of the show. Stay with us here, folks. John Shipley. I know of John. He's a local Jaguar beat writer, guy here in Jacksonville. He covers the Jaguars for Sports Illustrated Online, and he gave a full account of what he saw today at the practice, and wasn't great from the Jaguars' perspective. We'll go over that again as we get near and open up the second half. We've also got a lot of good Major League Baseball talk I want to get to, and college football talk as we are days away. It's what are we, 3 days away? Today's Thursday, right? Friday, Saturday. And the good thing as we go to break, there's only 5 games. There's only one compelling game. Ranked teams, 2 top 25 teams are playing, Iowa State, Kansas State. The one good thing about that is that good first and only game is at noon. I think that's cool. You don't have to hang around and say you want to watch a little bit of it. And then the Jaguars are at 7, so you can watch the real college game at noon, get that out of the way, and then check out the Jaguars' little, I guess, third scrimmage, you almost want to call it, with the Dolphins as preseason will come to an end. All right, let's take another break here. The Young and Norvelle Show continuing, as always, live on the patio at Sliders Oyster Bar.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play, is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
Baker's Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University. Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School. Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker's Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Will Olive, Mandarin High School. Go Stangs.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oakleaf High School. Tony Mazzio, Sandalwood High School, class of 2002. Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Shacks team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Cole Tilley, Hilliard High School. Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com.
The rhythm of my heart is beating like a drum, with we are more rolling off our tongues. Never will we roam, for we know our place is down. Where the ocean meets the skies, we be sailing. Where the ocean meets the skies, we be sailing.
As predicted, our buddy Patrick Young joins us. We've got to get his comments on several things, including the scrimmage. We got a lot of reports from the scrimmage down in Miami, Jaguars, Dolphins. Not flattering, but Patrick, man, you were texting me. I feel for you, buddy. I got down here at Sliders, and, you know, the traffic's nowhere near at the beach is nowhere near as bad as town. Yeah. And you got school starting, you got bad weather. I think you guys got caught up in it, didn't you?
Yeah, we got caught up in it. So for those that don't know, I was in a car accident 2 days ago, and I'm perfectly fine. The part that's the most annoying, as anybody would say, is the insurance process. Dealing with that, you're extremely grateful you have the insurance, though. So I forgot to take my plate off when I got towed to the lot. So my mom took me over to get the license plate, because my insurance was going to come and take the truck and look at it. And Terry, I mean, I had no idea. The big part of why they total a vehicle is because the airbags.
I was talking to Zach about that. Before we went on the air, Pat. I didn't give your business at all, and you're fine again. I want everybody to know you're okay.
Yeah.
But we were not on the air, but I was talking to Zach, and I think it was Zach, and I had no idea either. That's kind of the determining factor. If the airbags come out, it's pretty much total.
It's between, and I use our best friend ChatGPT to see, like, if the airbags come out, do they automatically total a car? And no, it's and this is actually good information. If the repair costs are 70 or to 80% of the value of the car, then they will total it. Because at that point they're like, it's 25,000, but the repair costs are going to be 20. Let's just total the car.
But Pat, I would
the airbags on the sides of the truck. I think those are the ones that cause the most damage. They can be between $1,000 and $5,000 each.
Wow. Well, Pat, we now heard you say that about there is a monetary value that is involved to determine totaling. But I also thought, well, there's probably a correlation between if impact is bad enough to force the airbags, that's probably a pretty good monetary problem. So they're probably close to related. What do you think?
And Terry, I don't think I was going that fast that we were in contact, but we were probably like, as I'm trying to slow down, and she is as well, 30 miles per hour.
Oh, man.
And my airbags came out. Like, no hesitation. And I guarantee you, even though I didn't hit my face, that's what I was worried about. You worry about.
Of course.
If you ever hit something that,
of course,
the airbag doesn't break your nose or break something on your face. But my seatbelt kept me right. Man, this is as much as I moved, Terry.
That is wonderful.
That's as much as I moved in the car. That seatbelt restrained the hell out of me.
And let me throw this out. I don't want to keep going into your business, but you tell us. I don't know how this factored, but it wasn't your fault.
No. She just I was driving after our meet after
we got together.
You and I got together. And I didn't have anywhere to go immediately. So I was taking my time figuring out, let me go grab something to eat at Wawa before I go home.
Yeah.
And I leave and start heading down the road, and right on that intersection, my light's green. Technically her light's green, but she's turning. So that means you yield to people going straight. And it's like she didn't see me at all. Like I wasn't there. And there's nothing I could do. It happened so insurance. Did you see a turn signal? I have no idea. I was looking straight, and then all of a sudden there was a car in front of me, and I had to swerve.
You gave another good piece of advice. I just wouldn't know. It's probably in your insurance manual, things to do in an accident, but you don't think straight. I don't think. I would have not thought to get my tag off, but you probably need your tag. Get your tag or your sticker, and
yeah, absolutely. Get your tag off. Do that. It'll save you a trip, and strive to be as thorough as you can getting the stuff out of your car. The stuff you need.
Sure.
Something about moms, right? My dad, he comes, he tries to clean, he cleans my car out.
Yeah.
Does his best. God bless him. My mom that took me today, I mean, she brings out a whole bag full of stuff out of my car that my dad just
Hey, he gave it a shot, man. Come on. Come on. Well, we're very happy you're okay, and as you know, I mean, who am I to say? But man, vehicles can be dangerous, man. They're big, heavy.
Yeah, man. I mean, I guarantee you, every single one of us, if we could run back the tape of our driving experience per week, we'd find something in our drive that was a little iffy. And I did nothing wrong. I was going straight. It's not always about you. Driving. But defensiveness is where everyone needs to go.
Wow. Pat, changing subjects, and I want you to comment on the Jaguars, but I don't know if you saw, and I don't have it in front of me, this fall, right around the corner, Gator football, Billy Donovan's going to be honored a lot. They made some announcements that Coach Donovan, there'll be a night of fireworks after he's inducted into Hall of Fame. A lot of stuff going on this fall around Coach Donovan.
Stadium?
Yeah, during football games. I can't remember. I'll look it up. It got sent to me from UF, but a couple of big honors for Billy Donovan.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be fun, and I'm sure you'll try to make your way over there if you're not tied up for Coach Donovan coming up in the fall at some football games.
Absolutely.
So,
Terry, you know what you want to have to make sure we do on December 2nd?
What you got?
We got to make sure we're watching Florida at Duke.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
We got to make sure we're watching that game, man. December.
I can't
2nd,
wait for that game.
Circle the calendar.
Oh
Florida
my God.
Duke.
How about Florida basketball going into the hallowed grounds of Cameron Indoor Stadium?
Mike Krzyzewski Court.
Man, that's going to be something. And Duke's supposed to be real good, of course. They're Duke. Florida's, because you only had a couple games under your belt by that time. That's going to be a top 5 matchup.
I got it. My brain is, goes a lot of places sometimes, Terry. I get a little scattered. I want both you guys to vote, to tell me this before I tell you what I think of some of the greats, whether playing or coaching, in all their career. Who has had the worst send-off that you can think of? Like their last game, last game coaching or whatever.
In college basketball?
Anywhere across sports.
I'll throw college basketball, maybe Bobby Knight.
Okay.
The way it ended between Indiana and himself.
Yeah.
Where you go? Zach, anybody come to mind?
I mean, I got one that, it's definitely kind of awkward because I work with the guy kind of closely and I like him a lot. But Stephen Orr Spurrier's final send off at South Carolina, it was a little awkward. It was bad. It wasn't great.
Awkward.
Yeah,
that's a good point because Coach he stepped away during the season.
Yeah, mid-season. Yeah, and I appreciate what he did.
He
3-11 win seasons in a row. But it was bad. The divorce was bad. It was messy.
Damn.
Yeah, he stepped away during the season. What do you think, Matt?
Coach K.
Coach K.
Coach K got one of the worst send-offs.
Really? Talk about
it. In his last game at Duke against North Carolina.
Yeah.
Everybody is there.
Right.
All of his former players.
Right.
And they lose to North Carolina.
Oh, man.
Go to the tournament. Guess who you run back into in the tournament?
Are you serious? No, I didn't remember that. They knocked him off twice.
Woo! Bragging, man. People they may have broke friendships.
Oh, man.
But the saving grace will be that North Carolina blew a 15-point lead in that championship game.
Yeah. And that was that Hubert Davis's first year?
That was Hubert Davis's first year, and that North Carolina team, they've struggled early this year.
He's fighting for his job
because
right now.
they were awful. They were an awful offensive rebounding team, and that was one of Roy Williams's things. He always had teams that were good offensive rebounders, and then guys it wasn't until I don't know, midway through the season,
right,
where they struck gold. And they had this they had this redhead white kid. His name was Brady something. He was the 4-man. Oh, dude, he was a killer.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I thought hey, wait a minute. I thought every redheaded college basketball power forward had to play with broad shoulders and pasty white skin, had to play for Tom Izzo at Michigan State.
Yeah.
Right? Michigan State's always had a guy. Every Michigan State team's got a 6'9", 235-pound, shoulders this wide, pasty white redhead on Michigan State. They got it every year, right? They got that guy every year.
Every year.
Wow.
I'm going to send him to you, this guy. You're going to be like, oh, my gosh, well, what is that? Not who. You're going to say what?
Oh, my. All right, Pat, while you're doing that, let me go over for our second hour, people. We went through this hour number 1. Jaguars Dolphins wrapped up their inter-squad scrimmage today. And John Shipley, you probably know the name. I don't know John, but I know of him. He's a local Jaguar beat writer for Sports Illustrated Online. So he's a local Jag guy. He posted what he saw today. And Pat, Patrick, it wasn't good for the Jaguars today. All right, hang tight, and I'm going to read you what he says. This is John Shipley reporting on what happened today, hours ago, down in Jaguar-Dolphin joint practice. Offensive side, Trevor Lawrence called it a sloppy day of work. Lawrence threw 2 interceptions, one picked by Jack Jones on a play that nearly resulted in a sack, and another interception by Minkah Fitzpatrick stemming from miscommunication with tight end Brenton Strange. Shipley goes on to say the offensive line for the Jaguars struggled, and this is his word, significantly, particularly on the right side. Right guard Patrick McCarry drew attention for allowing heavy pressure, and that's his words again, heavy pressure. So not so good right there. Patrick, he goes on to say the Jaguar offensive line struggled significantly. I said that. He says the running game for the Jags was just okay aside from one long run by Bashel Tootin. We don't know if that was third string versus third string.
Right.
But so far, not a lot of good came out of that workout. Now, Brian Thomas Jr. supposedly had a nice day, 2 touchdown catches plus several impactful plays. Patrick, he goes on to say overall tone for the Jaguars today in the scrimmage. It was a rough day for the offense. Miscommunications, turnovers, and inconsistent execution. Other than Brian Thomas Jr., who showed flashes and really had a good day, which, he struggled a little bit in camp. He's dropped some. He goes on to say context, recent Jaguar camps. And he talks about Wednesday was a mess, and he works his way back over the last few practices. But let me see. I think he had one final. But Patrick, anything that grabs you there.
I wish you had that list in front of you, Terry. And honestly, you should keep this list somewhere in your tabs.
Okay.
The one that ranks the defensive ends.
Yes.
So we can reference, because I don't remember you mentioning Miami in that top.
Well, I'm gonna get to that. That's interesting. I'm gonna get to that. Okay. Now the bottom line to John Shipley, and he sums everything up, saying as of today's joint practice with the Dolphins, the Jaguars' offense looked shaky and error prone, but obviously had some flashes by playmaker Brian Thomas. The offensive line and overall communication remain a key area needing improvement heading into the final preseason game. So not a very good report. And that's a Jaguar beat writer.
Yeah.
That's a Jaguar beat writer.
Yeah,
Pat,
supposed to be neutral and fair, and I think he is.
I'll get to 2 more things I want to throw in, but Pat, your thoughts, anything grab you there? I don't think they're going to be great, but that was not a good report. Not a good report.
No one has been talking about Miami.
I know.
In terms of being a top 10 team, there's no faith from the average fan. That's not a Dolphins fan, but there's no faith that team's going to be that good. So, it's quite disparaging.
Yeah.
When the Dolphins last year, that game 1, kind of set the tone. Jaguars should have won week 1, should have won week 2. Because they start off 0-2, Doug Peterson might still be here if they win those first 2
You're
games.
right.
But you would think, I don't know, the Dolphins turned out to not be a really good team either all of last season. What have they changed? Not much. And the fact that they can have never beaten the Bills in a playoff game, and I think the Bills have beaten them 7 or 8 times in a row, actually.
Yeah, probably.
It goes just to show, man, it's levels to this, man. And the Jaguars are not failing, but just there's just a huge chasm between these elite teams and where the Jaguars are. So that's what makes it so hard to be so optimistic as a fan. What are we hoping for?
Yeah.
I want to hope for playoffs. I can't hope for playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let me. I tried. Zach and I. Yeah. Zach and I tried to throw some positivity on to some of the reports today, and I want to get back to what you said about the Dolphins D-line. I just looked at Pro Football. They had a ranking. They had the Dolphins D-line ranked 11th, which isn't terrible. So trying to spin this a little bit that, okay, The Dolphins' defensive line consists of Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips, and Chop Robinson, who was a really good draft choice last year from Penn State. So the Dolphins do have a pretty formidable defensive line. Maybe that helped soften the blow a little bit. And then I'm going to tell you this. It looks like the Dolphins' secondary had a real big day today. Their last scrimmage was against Detroit, and their secondary got torched. So the Dolphins' defense might have really had a grudge on their, a chip on their shoulder to put a good showing out today. So I'm trying to spin it. I'm trying to spin it a little bit here.
I hear you, man.
Patrick.
I'm actually looking at the depth chart for the fourth. And this is so cool on ESPN. It puts what type of defense they're running. A base 4-3 is what the Dolphins are running, and man, they got some big boys in there. Their left defensive tackle, 6'6", 300 pounds, Zach Seisler, and then the right tackle, Benito Jones, 6'1", 335 pounds.
Ooh, that big boy.
That is loading it up. That's loading up the military.
Yeah, that is a big boy. Now let me give this out, because this Dolphin defensive line may be pretty good if they're all healthy. This is what Pro Football ranks them at 11. The Dolphins defensive line. And here's what they say about the Dolphins defensive line going in after the ranking. They say a healthy edge unit for Miami, the Dolphins, could push the Dolphins into the top 5 in terms of defensive line, although the unit is also capable of dropping into the 20s. And again, they've got Jalen Phillips. He's a nice player. Bradley Chubb and Chop Robinson are their guys. So hopefully,
I think Jalen Phillips, he missed a lot of last season because he tore his Achilles around the end of last year, and I think Bradley Chubb had a major knee injury. So those guys should be fully healthy. But one conundrum actually.
Good word, by the way.
Of the evidence that it doesn't matter how elite you are. If you have a major knee injury, you may never come back to that level. Chase Young.
Oh, yeah, man. He was going to be a star, man.
He was supposed to be better than Aiden Hutchinson. He was supposed to be the next, more fierce TJ Watt.
Yeah.
And after that knee injury, man, he's been a journeyman. I think he's with the Saints now.
Yeah, he's bounced, man. He was good in college, and he was projected to be a terror in the NFL. So anyway, we'll get off the Jaguars. One final thing though, today Travis Hunter did not really. I think they reported he put on pads and stretched in team stretch. He didn't go at all really in the team on team scrimmage, and it's been told he's going to be held out Saturday too. So Hunter's gonna go a long time. They'll have a few practices the next 2 weeks, but he's gonna go a long time without any real heavy workload. I wonder what's going on with him, man.
That's interesting, man. What's up with that?
Yep. He didn't play last game.
Holding him back for what?
They're reporting an upper.
Don't you have to release? Do you not have to release injuries right now?
I don't think so, but they've called it whatever this means, an upper body injury. But it is a little concerning that he won't have gone the last 3 times. You're going to go more than just basic practice.
Yeah.
Right. He's going to miss Saturday. He didn't go today.
Yeah, these scrimmages right here. I mean, and I even wonder if the players bring it up a notch in those scrimmages versus a preseason game.
I think they do. I think that's proven. I think it's way more intense in the scrimmages than the games. Now, the thing that worries you.
Well, think about it, Terry. Yes, there's cameras, but you don't have to worry about getting fined for an obscene gesture in a scrimmage.
Now, who would go there but Patrick Young?
Geno Smith. He just got fined.
How about that?
Him and Crosby.
Yeah.
It was a pretty mess. This is the kind of stuff that you look at fans and you're like, all right, man, does that make you sleep better? Does that make you?
Yeah.
The sign said, Jamarcus Russell or Geno Smith, who's the bigger bust? And the answer is obvious. So I don't know why Geno got so mad.
Yeah. I saw that sign. That was a brutal sign. You say what you want. Geno Smith is no great shakes at quarterback, but he's stayed in the league a long time. Russell was in and out, man, and he ate himself out of the league too.
I would take Geno Smith over Trevor Lawrence right now.
Whoa now.
Right now.
Whoa now. How about that?
Yep.
Hey, you want to switch it
You know
to
what you're getting. You know what you're getting. It's usually never Geno's fault they lose. It's if they didn't score enough points or the defense. He usually never throws them out of games.
He's one of those guys, huh?
Yeah. Just hasn't got enough wins, man.
One of those guys. All right, Pat. Let's switch it to college football. Got some news and notes. You're going to enjoy it. Let's take a quick break. Come back, reset, and we'll take the final half hour. We'll lead off with a bunch of college football as 3 days, as you said, Pat. 3 days before the start.
Let's go.
Even though it's 5 games, but the good news, as I said, as we break, Pat, the games on Saturday. There's only 5. There's only one watchable game. It's at high noon. We can watch it right out of the gate.
That's how Florida State opened the season for us last year. High noon, early game out there.
It's the same game. It's that doubling game. Yeah, and that's one good thing about it. All right, he's Patrick Young. I'm Terry Norvelle. Stay with us. Set up live on the patio. Weather feels great. Light sprinkle here and there. It is a great weather day if you're already down here. If you're driving the roads, as Patrick said, be careful. A lot of rain, and we still got the new school patterns going on, so be careful out there as you're making your way. Hopefully you're already home and watching the show in the comforts of your home. We'll take a break. Come back. More Young and Norvelle show from Sliders after this quick timeout.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
Baker's Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University. Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School.
Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker's Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Will Olive, Mandarin High School. Go Stangs.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oakleaf High School. Tony Mazzio, Sandwood High School, class of 2002. Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Shacks team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Cole Tilley, Hilliard High School. Reagan Webb, Eagles U Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good. with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com.
The rhythm of my heart is beating like a drum, with we are more rolling off our tongues. Never will we roam, for we know our place is down. Where the ocean meets the skies, we be sailing. Where the ocean meets the skies, we be sailing.
All right, we got a little over 30 minutes left. A lot of good stuff to get to. Stay with us here on the Young and Norvelle show. Patrick Young, Terry Norvelle, Zach Rothrock producing. Our buddy Casey's out today and tomorrow. What you got?
I like your shirt.
Oh, yeah. How about that? Fighting Dolphins. Fighting Dolphins. There you go. And I like this shirt. I've had it a long time. I need to go get a new one, but I like it because it's understated. It's just, it's not busy. Just kind of understated.
Yeah.
Like me. Like me.
I like it being, I don't like shirts with too much on them these days at all.
Me either. Me
I really
either.
just wish I had more plain T-shirts. I'd wear more of those.
Yeah. Yeah. I wear a lot of just white T-shirts. I kind of like just a white T-shirt, sometimes casual. And this time of year, if you're wearing shorts, you can always get away with a nice, crisp, just white T-shirt. It's hot as hell. Wear a white T-shirt. All right, guys, we got a lot to get to. About 30 minutes or so left. First of all, I'm not hating on this, okay? Obviously, I love baseball. I'm not at all hating on this, but I'm just going to make a statement, and I want to see, Patrick, if you come along with me, and Zach. Am I the only guy that feels like the current Little League World Series has been going on for about 2 years?
Yeah, it feels like it's been on for like 7 weeks now at this point. Like I saw a commercial last night. I was like, oh, snap, it's still going?
Yes. Yes. Zachary Rothrock, do you have a thought on the Little League World Series? It feels like it started about 2 years ago, and they're still playing.
Yeah. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Usually it marks the end of summer and the start of football season, though, so I'm glad to see it there.
Yeah, but man, and I think last night they finally determined the two finalists. I think the American finalists finally got determined, and the world finalists got determined. I think so.
When did they start making? Because it hasn't always been that way, has it?
I don't know.
That you with all these other countries.
Yeah, it's always been that way because
For a while.
Taiwan used to win it every year, right? Remember that?
Yeah.
And but I think we're down, and it's just a one-game championship? Is that right? Or it's not a series, is it?
I don't think so.
I think it's one game on Saturday, maybe. But man, it seems like this thing. It seems like they've been playing for two years.
There's one kid out there. His batting average was like 800. I mean, just putting fear in every pitcher on the other side's eyes. I mean, the kid was a hitting machine.
Was he using a torpedo bat? Maybe the torpedo bats come back. Did you see where the Yankees have hit 14 home runs?
Was he 15?
Yeah, exactly. You see where the Yankees have hit 14 home runs in 2 games, and they think the torpedo bat is back, baby.
Well, they need something to, even for the team. I'm sure they never have lost belief in themselves, but sometimes your belief needs to see that you guys are putting some numbers out there because they haven't been winning.
Yeah.
And then if you think, have the confidence to think you see the ball so well, and if that pitcher slips up, it's a home run.
Yeah.
That's the confidence you want your team to have, and they haven't had that in a while.
I think there's a lot of truth to what you just said, especially in baseball. If you've been scuffling, the Yankees have been scuffling a little bit. Yes, you'll take a 2-1 win when you can get it. A win's a win. But sometimes you need one of those shock the system. Go hit 9 home runs. Go score 18 runs.
Everybody's getting a hit. Yep.
Yeah, to kind of shock the system. Patrick, during the break, that basketball player Brady Manick, and I remember him. You sent me a bunch of shots of him, and he was a pretty good player. He went to Oklahoma, and then he's North Carolina. Was what you were talking about. I forgot he looks like he looks like Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Man, he's rocking that ginger hair and
they brought back, and it's the missing piece for North Carolina last year was they tried to replace Brady Manick with someone that couldn't be him because they brought pretty much everybody back.
Yeah.
But he was such an integral piece. He could score. He could do it all.
He was a good player. Is he in the NBA?
No.
No. But he
He's
was a good
overseas.
college player.
He should be overseas somewhere making some money.
He was a big guy that could shoot, if I remember him at college. Big guy that could shoot.
On the ground.
Speaking of, we talked about the Little League World Series felt like it was going on forever or has been going on forever. Who was the little guard? I think he finally left. North Carolina had a little guard that was there for. Yes, my God, how long was he at North Carolina?
Well, him and that kid Caleb Williams, Caleb Love. It seemed like he's been in college for 8 years,
and he was at Carolina 100 years. And then he transferred somewhere else. I think he went to Arizona. Didn't he? Yeah, he went to Arizona. All right, let's do some college football.
He might still have some eligibility.
No way. Are you serious? He might. All right, guys, college football talk here as we're in the final half hour. A lot of stuff to bounce around. All right, here. I want y'all to weigh in. I think this might be a good attempt, but a bad idea.
Okay.
Arkansas Razorback football. They have announced. Now, I'm not sure if Arkansas is good enough to win a game that might warrant a crowd storming the field and going for the goalposts and stuff. But have you seen the NCAA has really cracked down now? They're fining schools like $500,000. That's a big deal. Arkansas, get a load of that.
They players and coaches have found a way. You got to get the players off the field or the court, and then you won't get fined.
Here's what Arkansas football has announced they're going to try and do to combat getting fined for teams, their fans storming the field. Number one, they're not very good. So I don't think, right, you gotta beat somebody to. So anyway, but let's put that aside. Here's what if Arkansas is playing a home game and it feels like an Arkansas win will warrant a field storming. Here's what they're going to do, guys, and I want your thoughts on this. Arkansas said they're going to put a 3-minute countdown on their in-stadium scoreboards. And they're going to say, fans, we're okay with you storming the field, but give us 3 minutes to clear the teams and all off, and I guess they won't get in trouble. But the reason they get fined is you put your teams, your team and the visiting team and the officials, you put them at peril.
Yep.
So they're going to run a 3-minute countdown clock for everybody. But then at the minute of 000, isn't that going to cause mass chaos?
Oh, yeah. Honestly, from what I've seen for teams that have executed this kind of well, because there's a delay, I don't think as many people storm. Well, it's not as hectic of a court.
Maybe not.
You have to wait. Yes, you can do it. It's not. This is not forbidden. We just need you to wait. There's kind of a when you know it's something you're not supposed to be doing. There's kind of a thrill. But now,
but I will say this. This is probably the best plan I've heard so far. Is give them 3 minutes, get the two teams and all the officials off, so they're not in harm's way, and then you know what? We're not going to get fined. We got the particulars. And if crazy fans get on the field and get hurt, well, that's their own issue.
Yeah.
Right?
I just worry because it happened last season. It's actually pretty cool. There was a field storming and a fan tried to steal a helmet. And the equipment guy, chased.
I remember that.
Down
I remember that.
The hell out of him. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
That's just another thing you got to worry about.
It was great.
It was amazing. It was
Zachary Rothrock. Do you have a comment on this? I think it's the best idea I've heard yet, but I worry about 3, 2, 1, and then all of a sudden 50,000 people are going at one time.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way that this is going to work out appropriately. Fortunately for us and probably everyone involved, I don't really think that they're going to be in a circumstance where anyone's going to want to rush the field at Arkansas. So it's going to be at least, it's going to be at least a couple years before.
Like, come on, guys.
It will be pretty rad if they did, but no, I don't see it happening.
Breaking news.
Oh, here we go.
What do you got?
SEC to implement 9-game conference schedule starting next year.
Is that set?
That
That is a good job, Pat. Good
got
job.
Slinky on here on the phone, and yep, breaking news.
How about that? That's good stuff. So that's been long rumored, and I think that helps. A couple thoughts on this, and I want you guys to jump in. I think that helps the overall expansion of college football playoff because now the two big boys are playing the similar. They got to play 9 in each conference, right? The Big Ten already does that. So I think this will help. And now your small schools don't like it because they lose one of their paydays, maybe because you know where that's going to come from. Florida's not going to cancel FSU right. Florida's going to cancel Long Island down the road.
The fall of the small schools, man.
And I'm not a mean guy, and I have no problem. I don't think the big schools should be the bank for the small schools.
It's just this is just going to be unfolding slowly in front of our eyes.
Yeah, but I think it will balance itself out. If
the smallest conferences now are the ones that are basketball only, like they don't have football.
Yeah.
And now these smaller schools are going to lose opportunities to get, some of them $1 million payouts to help fund NIL.
But
now, they're not going to be able to keep up with the budget of a $20-something million payroll.
One thing I think that will make it less problematic for the smaller schools is nobody's going to get that payday. So I'm sorry, but everybody's athletic budget is going to come down a little bit at that level. I don't think it's going to benefit anybody. I think it's going to be a fair implementation across the board. I think that's the one saving grace I see for the small schools. Make any sense?
Yeah.
A little bit.
I get it.
We get it. That is big news.
I love it, but it's just kind of the way things are going.
That is a big deal. That is a big deal. That is a big talking point. 1 second, I'm writing myself a note here. Okay, guys, I want to throw another thing at you. I had this on my mind today. All right, we got the Florida Gators, defending champions in basketball. Basketball startup. By the way, basketball starts in a couple 3 months. College basketball. So we've got the defending champion Ohio State Buckeyes in football. We've got the defending champion Florida Gators in basketball. So theoretically, both of them are going for back-to-back, and they're both highly ranked in their respective sports.
Yeah.
Who has an easier road to back-to-back? Ohio State football or Florida basketball? And I got a thought, and I'll let you guys jump in.
I say Ohio State
easier
has a little bit easier route, even though football, respect the hell out of the game.
I do too.
I think Ohio State is going to play well enough to get into the playoffs. I don't have any worry of that. They have such great depth. Yeah, sure, Penn State might act. I have to see it, Terry. I got to see Penn State actually beat Ohio State. I haven't seen it. I wanted James Franklin.
When it matters. When it matters.
When it mattered. I've wanted him to do it for the longest, and he just can't.
I know.
So that's why Florida's in such a tough conference. This is a new team with, what percentage of scoring is coming back? Less than 20% of scoring coming back. Yes, they got a chance to be really good, but basketball is just, it's a different animal.
It really is.
Are they going to have the DNA of guys for Florida basketball that can come from behind and win those games?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we don't know. I agree with you. I'm going to give my thoughts too, but I agree Ohio State football would have an easier between Ohio State football and Florida basketball, the only two that could go back-to-back in those two. I'm with you. I'll give you my reasons. Zach, do you have a thought on this at all? Hold on. Let me get Zach.
No, you're good.
Thought on that?
Yeah, it's hard to disagree with that. The Florida's got to go through. The SEC was a gauntlet last year in basketball. They got to get through that again, whereas Ohio State, they basically they got to play Penn State. They got to play Michigan. I guess they got to play Oregon.
They get 9 wins, they're in.
Yeah, exactly. You can afford to lose a couple. They got to play 3 tough opponents all year. They got to afford to lose 2 of those and still make it.
And they won it all without winning their conference last year.
Yeah.
Right. They got Matt Largebit.
Man, some people still, even after a national championship, consider Ryan Day a failure because of that.
I know.
Oh, yeah, those people are wild.
I know. My thought on who's got the who has a better chance of going back to back Ohio State football this coming season or Florida basketball. I'm with you guys. I think Ohio State football, my reasoning, got 3 or 4 reasons. I think Florida's loaded, but we know their best player is not on the roster. Somebody needs to step into and might, but Walter Clayton's gone. Ohio State's best player is Jeremiah Smith. He's still on the roster. Yeah. Number 2, just making it to the postseason in basketball, you just made it to, I think, the hardest tournament in America to win.
Yeah.
You got to win 6 games. And, Pat, you know that well. You got to, theoretically, every game you have to win, you're supposed to be playing a better team. Is there a bigger grind in American sports than winning March Madness? I don't think there is. I think that is way more difficult than college football's playoff. I think Ohio State clearly would have the easier chance of going back to back.
Yeah, I mean, it's essentially like you just get to spawn and you get to start at the Elite 8 if you win the conference. So I mean, yeah, it's definitely like much easier if you look at it like that.
Yeah, I would think so. Other college football notes as we start to wind things down.
And, I wanted to add, I just don't know the guy's name. You know, Ohio State always has 3 or 4 receivers that are going to be taken. Like Jeremiah Smith's number 1, but 2 and 3 are going to be pretty incredible.
Yeah. Oh, they always are. They always are. Boy, Ohio State is the only non-SEC program in the last decade to even come close to a stacked roster like Georgia and Alabama. I mean, Ohio State stacks them just like Georgia and Alabama. They have talent all over the roster. Guys, I'm excited about this. It's going to be, I don't think it's going to be overkill. I don't think many people out there do not like Lee Corso, and we know Coach is having his final send-off will be next Saturday, right, at the big Texas-Ohio State game. We're basically in the week of Corso. He'll start on this Saturday, right? That's going to bring a tear to a lot of people's eyes. Lee Corso, you couldn't have scripted any of that the way it all played out.
I still wish it was the Army-Navy game.
Yeah,
you know,
would have been neat.
But I don't know. They came to this decision to do it at this time, and I'm gonna cherish it, man. Like, he's an icon. This example we saw. This is it's gonna be a great send off. Yeah. This is one where obviously, you know, look at President Joe Biden. He was not able at too late
wasn't
to be 100% himself.
It really wasn't. You know, you stuck by your guns and you said, man, it'd be nice if the end of the season, Army Navy could be Coach Corso's swan song.
Yeah.
I agree with all that. I think that's a great idea. You know, there's one huge problem that kept them from doing that, in my opinion. Number one, I'm not saying he would have to work every week, but I don't know how to softly say this. He's got to stay alive till December. You know, you're banking on another 3 months.
You're right. Yeah, that you can't.
You know,
you got to take that into consideration for sure.
Yeah, you really do. And now, if his send off was December 6th at Army Navy or whatever date that is, do you work him a couple more weeks during the season? Because I mean, it's been a hold your breath last 5 years for him.
Yeah.
Right. You hold, as a viewer, you hold your breath. You're worried he's about to do something, have a blunder. You really do. And your Biden example was a good one.
Pull a Brent Musburger, you mean?
Yeah. Yes.
Didn't that dude like fell in love with AJ McCarron's girlfriend, Catherine? Oh my God.
Oh yeah, how can anyone forget?
Oh my God.
Yeah. That is one of the all-time greatest moments in TV history.
It's one of the best all time.
and then Joe Namath falling all over Susie Colbert.
I want to kiss you. Yeah.
Remember Joe Namath falling all over her on the sideline?
Oh yeah.
I want to kiss you.
He could care less about the team struggling.
Namath, to his credit, came out A, with a huge apology, and B, he admitted, he said, I was drunk. I was, before the game, I was, he's Joe Namath, and he literally came out and said, I apologize all over myself, all over everybody. I was wrong. Brett Musburger, I don't think was drunk. He just his mouth got ahead of his brain, right?
I mean, he is who he is. You know, he was excited. He was an excited fella.
He definitely was.
This sucks. A Florida State former player that we kind of like to see back when he was in college, Johnny Wilson, undergo season-ending knee surgery and ankle surgery.
Oh no,
he got injured
the big receiver.
The big receiver, yep.
Yeah, what a shame. What a shame. And man, this is that time of year. You know, obviously, Patrick, you don't want an injury anytime. But man, don't you hate when guys have worked all off season, not necessarily coming back from injury, just all off season. You grind in your off season,
right?
And then you don't get to play at all in the regular season. You get a preseason injury. Boy, that blows.
It probably hurts. It probably hurts a lot more if you're a rookie, like ETN. You know, he missed the whole season because of that Jones fracture.
Definitely.
And you know, you wonder would his career look different if that doesn't happen. But shoot, maybe it's a blessing because he ultimately did not have to play for Urban.
Yeah, he definitely didn't. He was on the roster, but didn't.
Do we got a game on tonight?
What league?
Football, NFL. We got a preseason game.
Yeah, I didn't look. I don't. Let me see. Is there? Zach, you may know. We have a preseason game tonight.
Yeah, there's a couple games. The Steelers are playing the Eagles, and the Patriots are playing someone. I want to say the Giants.
Nice.
So yeah, there's a couple games.
What I'm doing.
Well, you always work in those Steelers, don't you, Zach?
Yeah.
I gotta check in on what the guys are doing. You know, none of the starters are gonna be playing.
How was your initial feeling when Aaron Rodgers finally signed? Like, was it you're like, okay, it gives us a chance? Or
yeah, I mean, it was a relief. I didn't want to go into the season with Mason Rudolph as the quarterback. That's good, right. Lord. That's just good on in 2026. At least this gives us a glimmer of hope. And I mean, they got the free agents.
Get Sam Darnold, man. Gosh.
I'll be honest. If I had Sam Darnold, I would rather just go ahead and get Mason Rudolph. I mean, you know what I mean? I don't see much of a difference there.
Yeah.
I don't think you need Sam Darnold to do too much.
No, well, that's the thing. The Steelers don't need anybody to do.
They haven't had any offense the last few years.
Yeah, they just need average quarterback play. Yeah. They've made the playoffs and won 9-10 games with average quarterback play, not average, far below average quarterback play with Kenny Pickett and Mason Rudolph.
I was going to ask, do you have I can't believe the team drafted Kenny Pickett over this guy quarterback that year?
Well, that's the thing. The class was so bad. I wanted them to get Malik Willis. I mean, he wasn't going to be the answer either.
No.
It's easy to. You could retroactively say they should have gotten Brock Purdy, but no one was going to take Brock Purdy in the first round. Yeah. So I mean, that wasn't the answer either. It was just they just got the short end of the stick with that draft. It was the COVID year, so it was a short class. Yeah, that's just kind of one of those. That's just the way it goes.
I think it's residual from Ben Roethlisberger staying 2 years too many.
Too long.
I mean, yeah, that's part of it for sure. That's part of it. But I mean, I'm excited for the 2025 version of the Steelers because it's either going to go one of two ways. Either, I mean, they're going to continue the season. I think they're going to be really tough to beat with Aaron Rodgers as quarterback, or he's going to fail to complete the season and things are just going to get really bad. And they could finally, for the first time in Mike Tomlin's career, actually have a top 10 draft pick in a season where there's a lot of exciting quarterbacks. Like, I mean, maybe one Lenore Sellers from South Carolina could be available for them to draft.
That'd make you happy, wouldn't it?
That would be the most exciting moment.
And you know, let me give an Aaron Rodgers comment first.
Yeah.
If I was a Steelers fan, and I'm not, but if I was a Steelers fan, Aaron Rodgers is going to bring a circus. My hope is his circus is because they're winning, and the story is Aaron Rodgers at 40, whatever. They're not the negative circus. There's going to be a circus there, but
I don't know, man.
Which way is it going to go?
He seems to be pretty just under the radar. And Zach, I'll let Zach speak because he would know a little bit better than I.
Well, yeah, I think he's going to be a little bit more under the radar is a good word. He's not doing the weekly appearance on McAfee anymore. And I think if there's any coach that can handle a situation like an Aaron Rodgers, it's Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin's not going to lose the locker room because of anything that Aaron Rodgers does. Yeah, no one's concerned. Yeah, that's just not a concern. He's a great players
they
coach.
Should not let him do McAfee until he was retired or something. That should have been in his.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's kind of. Tom Brady had a weekly appearance on radio with Jim Gray, which is kind of it wasn't really the same thing, but it also kind of was the same thing. So yeah, brought to you by Macy's. Yeah, so this type of thing has gone on for. He's not the first person to have a deal like that, but to have him on TV for this is like a 40-minute long extended unfiltered interview once a week. That was pretty unprecedented, and yeah, the Steelers didn't want to have all that.
I agree. Couple more Steeler thoughts. Not that I'm a Steeler expert, but I'll throw it out to Zach.
What head coach wants to deal with that comment? Hey, coach, did you hear about what Aaron said on
McAfee?
Yeah. Zach, a couple more Steeler thoughts as you're the Steeler expert here. One on Roethlisberger, and I got one on Lenore Sellers. Number one, I totally agree. All my Steeler friends that I know, everybody agrees. Roethlisberger stuck around too long. It's not just a matter of would they have been better if he parted ways 4 years earlier. The second part of that is you have to also draft or identify the right quarterback. If Roethlisberger had left 5 years prior, that doesn't solve you still got to hit the quarterback that you put in there,
Right.
You still got to hit him. You still got number one. Number two.
Couldn't there have been a what's the guy's name? Lamar Jackson could have been a Steeler, maybe.
That would have been cool.
And you think my second thought on Lenore Sellers from South Carolina, if it worked out and the Steelers were to get him and he was good, Sellers plays a style of football. He plays a badass, tough style of quarterback. I think the city of Pittsburgh would fall in love. Now, they would be scared to death he's going to get hurt, but wouldn't you agree? He plays a badass, tough, I'm tougher than you football.
I mean, yeah, he's a big Cam Newton-esque. He's a big type, big guy. Oh yeah, I would love it. And like the Ravens, I mean, they blueprinted the Steelers 3-4 zone defense, and that's fine. They can do that. But if the Steelers got Lenore Sellers, they could do the same thing. They could blueprint the Lamar Jackson offense and just run that. And I think that it could be very successful. That's a pipe dream, though.
I do like Pat's thought about, looking at the rest of the draft. We always do that. Man, they drafted Kenny Pickett there. Look at all the people they could have drafted, And I know it's revisionist.
That was a tough draft, though. It really was.
Yeah, was it? I don't know how to look at
especially for quarterback.
And,
it's because it was COVID.
Yeah.
And so it was the year that a lot of players had an extra year of eligibility, and so they went back, and then the transfer portal was just opening up. So that it was basically like the weakest draft in at least recent memory.
And like I said, revisionist history is awfully easy. Doing revisionist history, the history has already happened. Well, I would have done this. Well, it's easier said than done sometimes.
I've gotten sucked into Lenore Seller highlights.
It's easy. It's easy to live there. I've watched those two runs against Clemson last year at least 10 to 20 times.
That run against Clemson, man.
The second half against Clemson is ridiculous, right? That second half. Clemson, I'm watching that game, and Clemson's going to win that game. Clemson's about to run away with that game.
Lenore just put the team on his back. It would just run. They can't tackle him.
It's funny. It said he has such a high sack rate, but he also avoids sacks like crazy.
He holds on to the ball a long.
I think that goes hand in hand. I think a lot of your scrambling quarterbacks also get tripped up a few times. Behind the line of scrimmage, they're going to get tripped up a few times. They're going to run into a sack here and there, right? I would imagine that's kind of par for the course. You got to live with it, don't you?
Rich, man, it's just tough. If you're a team like the Jaguars, can you don't want to see that happening to start off early. Yeah. That'd be a major problem for Trevor holding on to the ball and, not giving the team a chance by just holding on to it.
Hey, I can't lie. It's not going to hurt my feelings that Lenore Sellers gets out of Columbia having never had to play the Gators. I wouldn't want to face that guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've come to terms with. I would be very surprised if he comes back for 2026. I think 2025 is it. Yeah.
fine.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And he probably should be.
And he should be. Oh yeah. First round.
Especially playing a physical round of football, a brand of football.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All that.
You think you go, do I need another, do I need to get tackled another 150 times?
No, definitely not.
That first touchdown against Clemson, that run.
Yeah.
I know they both look the same too. When you see them back to back, you think you're watching a rerun. You're not. It's a different play. He just ran to the same part of the field, the same part of the end zone twice.
But 30 seconds, guys.
Yeah, we need to wrap it up.
He was tackled a couple times. Clemson had great lines on him and great angle. All right, guys, good stuff. We had a lot to cover. We'll get back together tomorrow, 4 o'clock, get some baseball talk in, as it's a big – all weekends are big now going into the weekend in Major League Baseball. For Zach Rock, and, of course, Pat Young, I'm Terry Norvelle, hoping you have a good rest of your Thursday. And come back and join us 4 o'clock tomorrow for the next edition of the Young and Norvelle Show.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
Baker's Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University. Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School.
Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker's Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Will Olive, Mandarin High School. Go Stangs.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oakleaf High School. Tony Mazzio, Sandalwood High School, class of 2002. Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Shacks team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Cole Tilley, Hilliard High School. Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com.
The rhythm of my heart is beating like a drum, with We Are Martyr rolling off our tongues. Never will we roam, for we know our place is home. Where the ocean meets the skies, we be sailing. Where the ocean meets the skies, we be sailing.